Okay, so this is the unit review, problem number 6. This is an exponent function. So keep in mind what the parent function originally looks like. Exponents or something like this. Okay, but there's two distinct transformations here. Because this is negative, it means we are flipping over the x-axis. So something's going to look like this. But because it is also up here negative, that means we're flipping over the y-axis. So we're going to take it. That means it's going to go something like this. All right, so we know that we're flipping both over the x and the y, so it's going to be more akin to the green somehow, some way. So keep in mind the green is more what the final product's going to look like. And then we are going to shift right here. Whatever this is, we're going to be shifting 4 units to the right and 3 units up. So imagine the green shifted 4 units. That's just a very rough graph. 4 units to the right and 3 units up. So now we're going to start and find our domain and our range. So we know in this case with exponents, our domain is going to be negative infinity to the left, positive infinity to the right. And then we have to ask our range, where is our horizontal asymptote? So you kind of have to ask yourself, under what circumstance could all of this become 0? Well, it's impossible for all of that to become 0. You have to ask, so an asymptote is basically ask yourself, what's impossible? It's impossible for all of that expression to be 0 at any time. So your boundary point is going to be negative infinity on the left and 3 on the right. In other words, your y must be less than 3. It can't equal 3. There's no way we can get 3 because all of that in the yellow can never be 0. I'm just going to, rather than try to erase it, I'm just going to rewrite it. So f of x equals negative 3, negative x minus 4 plus 3. So to graph, first thing we're going to ask ourselves is, where is the x-intercept? So we ask ourselves, under what circumstance will y be 0? Under what circumstance will y be 0? So I put a 0 here. And the way for y to be 0 is all of this must become 1. Because if I can get that to be 1, that will stay negative 3, and negative 3 plus positive 3 would give us 0. So the question is this: to find the intercept is negative x minus 4 equals 1. How do we do that? So I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 1. So I get x minus 4 equals negative 1. And I'm going to add 4, so x equals 3. So where x equals 3, y will be 0. So that is my x-intercept. So now I'm just going to work it a couple of units to the right, a couple of units to the left, and go from there. The intercept in the wrong place. It should be 3, 0. Should be right there. 3, 0. I put in my horizontal asymptote, and that is y has to be less than 3. So right here, dotted line. Okay, so now I'm just going to go to the right of 3 and the left of 3. So I'm going to put a 4. And so this is going to be -3, negative 4 minus 4 plus 3. You just kind of keep working it down. It's -3, negative, technically that's 0, plus 3. And of course, anything to 0 is 1. But that's going to be negative in front of it because it's parentheses, plus 3. So the answer is 2. So there's that one. So at 4, we're going to be at 2. And I'm going to go to the left of it and put a 2. And that's going to be down here, -3, negative, parentheses, 2 minus 4 plus 3. So I have -3. It's like this. And so that's going to be -2 plus 3. And double negative makes a positive. So this is going to be -3, technically squared, plus 3. This is -9 plus 3 makes us -6. So at 2, we are at -6. And you can kind of see how it's going to work, and I'll graph it in green again. So it's going to, if you are here, if you want to put a 0 in the x, you can see what y is. So we're going to put a 0 there, and you can see what happens there. Let's see, what color have I used? Let's use green. So -3, -0 minus 4 plus 3, -3, and of course that becomes -3. Double negative makes a positive, so that's +3 plus 3. That's 3 times 3 times 3, so it's technically -27 plus 3 equals -24. So at 0, we're going to be at -24. So obviously we're now flying off the graph way down here just for giggles. All right. So you can see looks something like this. It's going to come up. It's going to take a turn and go this way.